the two differences in the stories and the coaches? You see what Dawn Staley said and how she tried to downplay it? And you see Kim Mulkey, how she tried to upplay it? I understand this is an SEC championship game. There's a lot riding on it. LSU, if I'm not mistaken, hadn't beaten South Carolina in a very, very long time. And now we're in the SEC championship. And you know, you take things, you mean it figuratively, not literally. Oh, we're going to fight. We're going to fight them tooth and nail. We're going to scratch and claw. We're going to do everything we can. You give nothing, you allow them to take nothing. But Kim Mulkey, instead of saying, you know what, sometimes when emotion is high, logic is low. And that was not what women's college basketball is about, especially with the. And we've got to start doing a better job of holding Kim Mulkey accountable and responsible for some of her comments. We let that stuff slide because she's a national champion. I refuse to do that. I believe she was wrong in this instance. And Dawn Staley showed the utmost class and respect, not only for the game itself, but for her team and for the opposing team. I wish Kim Mulkey had showed that level of respect. But you know what? South Carolina won the game. They earned the victory. They played hard. You could tell early on in the game that Angel Reese or Cardoso, they were not going to back down. Both of these teams wanted to win the SEC championship. And unfortunately, a situation arose. Glad it did not escalate. I understand Flau'jae Johnson's brother. That's his sister. Have to understand the circumstances. I've been there, bro. I understand. Sometimes you lose sight and you lose focus of where you actually are. But I'm glad, hey, nothing happened. He was escorted off the court. The women were suspended, expelled from the game. And it looks like Cardoso, she's going to probably miss the first round game. Obviously, it's a 1-16 matchup, but she's still going to miss this game. But I just wish Kim Mulkey could have taken the stand that Dawn Staley. Thanks to Caitlin Clark, thanks to USC, Juju Watkins, and some of the others. But for you to take that stand, I wish Cardoso would have pushed Angel Reese. Really? Is that what you want? You want to see a fight? You want the women's game to be marred by a fight? Really? Come on, Kim.
Staley is a national champion
you already
herself.
Know.
Dawn Staley has been to 3 consecutive Final Fours. Dawn Staley has undefeated seasons, is 101-3 over the last 3 years, with a national championship and 3 Final Four berths on her docket, and potentially about to win another one. And so we got to look at it from that perspective and the credibility that she has. Yet she might have been treated significantly different than Kim Mulkey had those words come out of her mouth. So Dawn Staley, she elaborated extensively even more, y'all, when she said this: our team from last year, who was significantly more experienced, that would not have happened because we would have calmed the waters. The players would have said, no, we're not about that. Similar to Angel Reese, people are trying to insult her because she was walking away and walking to the bench saying she ain't got time for all of that, instead of fighting there with she had just rolled her ankle on the previous play. So that had a lot to do with why she was not involved in it. But we know that Angel Reese ain't running from anything, and we know what a warrior she is. And so it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what these two are going to do. These two teams are going to. I hope they face one another again. But Cardoso is going to be suspended, and she should. She knows that she was wrong to do what she did. The brother, I didn't like him jumping over the scorer's table. It was a bunch of ladies, but he didn't put his hands on anybody. He just saw his sister being harmed, and obviously it was an instantaneous reaction. So we got to give him a pass to some degree in that regard. But in the end, it does come down to leadership. And when you see Dawn Staley articulate and verbalize her position, and you compare it with Kim Mulkey exercises a lot of leniency, a lot of latitude with the things that she says, almost never held accountable for them. And we know that would not apply to Dawn Staley. And so I agree with you 1,000%. And that's why I want you to get that off your chest first.